are you nerding out about?
Oh, that's a big question. I'll keep it on theme. Pokemon Pokopia. That is what I'm
Oh, okay.
nerding out about. It is so fun.
So I've heard that Pokopia has some underlying dark underroots if you look for it. Have you seen some
Uh,
of that?
the main thing that I've encountered is in the first area, called Withered Wastelands, if I'm saying that correctly. There, you start kind of exploring, looking around. You look up in this one area; it's kind of up high, and there is a, a grave, okay, sorry, a tombstone sitting there. And there's a couple flowers around it, and then because have you played it at all?
I haven't.
Okay. So part of the whole thing is that you're making habitats. You're like rebuilding these habitats. So because this area used to be, flourishing with Pokemon and people, now they're all gone, and you're trying to bring all the Pokemon back.
Yeah, it's
So
like
you're you
post-apocalyptics.
yeah.
Pos
So it's like
yeah.
there's like no Pokemon except for Professor Tangrowth, and then you walk out and you see a Squirtle, and you build his habitat, and he's happy. And then you start, so over the course, you start building more habitat. There's more to it than that, but that's kind of like part of the premise. Anyways, so you build these habitats. So they start off very simple, like four things of grass together, and then you maybe get a Paris or an Oddish or whatever. Well, you find this tombstone, and there's flowers on a couple of the sides. Well, then if you put flowers on the front, you make the full habitat. You have the chance to spawn Cubone, which
Oh,
is
okay.
my favorite Pokemon of all time. But so I was freaking out when I got Cubone. But part of the whole thing with Cubone is like they say that his skull is like the skull of his
Yeah.
dead mother. So there is that, and then he says like sad things too. Like there's because the Pokemon will talk to you, which I think is the coolest part because they all have unique personalities and they'll talk to you and they have really cool dialogue. But he'll say some sad stuff about missing his mother and stuff like that. So that is one element. Um, and then that same habitat you can actually spawn a Marowak, which I have. So the Cubone's evolution. And I would look up there sometimes, and because you can kind of stop and just watch the Pokemon and kind of see what they do. And Marowak will just literally sit there and just stare off into nothingness, sitting next to the tombstone. So that's kind of interesting. I'm
Oh,
sure there are other dark elements that I just haven't gotten to yet. There's a lot of like things you can find there, like little short like information of like that area before what everything happened. So I'm sure some of that probably has some dark stuff in it, but those are the main ones that I've personally seen.
okay. All right.
But it is an amazing game. My kids love it. That's like the game that we sit and currently kind of play together. Um, and then I travel a lot for work, so I'll take my Switch 2 with me, and that's like a really good, airplane kind of game. So I do a lot of that. I'm not allowed to progress the story too far without them. They will get upset.
Yep.
I came back from a trip to, I think, Mississippi or something the other day, and I had gotten like a Blastoise while I was gone. Like I wasn't trying to get a Blastoise, but the habitat, there was something going on. I was like, oh, what's going on? It was I'm like, crap. So then I had like, hey guys, sorry, there's a Blastoise. Now they're like, what? I'm like, I wasn't trying, I promise. So,
I run
but
into
yeah,
that some with streaming in general. How I can grind off camera, but if I'm gonna make any significant progress, I need to be recording.
right. Gotta give the people what they want. But yeah, I do highly recommend it. I know because I know you're a Pokemon guy. So fun. It's essentially Animal Crossing mixed with Minecraft with elements of Pokemon.
Okay,
So
okay.
very cozy, very fun, very chill. Sometimes it's good to play stuff that's just kind of, low key. At least
Hey,
me. I like just kind of mindlessly building things.
yeah, yeah. It looked like a very cutesy game to play. I just keep seeing people, and it could be clickbait because, like I said, I haven't played it. Just like the dark undertones. Um,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not getting that vibe, but maybe there's stuff later in the because I've only scratched the surface.
yeah.
Um, Final thing, quick comment that I'm nerding out about. I'm a Magic the Gathering player. I've been playing for a long
Okay.
time. I kind of got out of it for a while. I got pulled back in. Um, there's spoilers that have been coming out for the new set that comes out here in just a couple of weeks. Secrets of Strixhaven, and it's looking like to me looks like it's going to be really fun. So I'm really excited about that. So I've been nerding out, looking at all the spoilers, and already thinking of like, okay, what can I build or whatever. So been nerding out about that a little bit too.
Yeah, I never really got into Magic the Gathering. I played a little bit with a friend, but I never had my own cards. But there's been a couple of the crossover sets that I've looked at. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
if I was
they've
into
done
it,
some.
that'd be
Yeah,
so fun.
the it's kind of tricky because some of the crossover sets they do, you kind of feel like I think this is just a cash grab. It's not necessarily like they're building like the greatest set of all time. So like they did a Spider-Man set um last year, end of last year, and I love Spider-Man. I was pumped. Not a great set. Not,
Okay.
there were a couple of cool cards, but for the most part, it almost felt rushed. They did a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle set here in the last couple of months, which is like, oh, cool. And it looked like it was going to be better than Spider-Man, and it probably is, but it's like, eh. But it's like they did a crossover with Final Fantasy. People are obsessed with it. Like that set knocked it out of the park. So they did a really good job with that set. So it's
Okay.
kind of hit or miss. Now they did do a collab with PlayStation last year. So they did a couple of just like couple of cards, not lots. So I actually have. So one of the games I love is Horizon Zero Dawn for the PS4 or PS5. Um, those games are amazing, love them. And there was a Horizon Zero Dawn set that they did, so it has like an Aloy card and a couple different things. So I do have that one. They did one that was like God of War, one that was Uncharted. So I couldn't buy them all; it's too much money. But the Horizon Zero Dawn one I got, and I wanted the others, but I was like, I better not. So yeah, they've done some cool collabs.
Yeah, I listened to Brandon Sanderson's podcast. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's author and
Yeah,
whatnot.
I did a couple audiobooks,
Okay.
some of his stuff. Yeah, I wrote an elevator with him one time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but I didn't know who he was at the time.
Okay.
It was Dragon Con like years ago. I mean, he was popular, but he wasn't as popular as he was. He was like 2 years before he really peaked. Um, and I was on an elevator with him. I looked at his badge, and I'm like, oh, okay, because like he had like like
The
a
guest
badge.
badge.
I was like, okay. I was like, how's it going? And my wife and I were. I can't remember if we were in costume or not at the time, but yeah, we rode on an elevator with him in I think the Westin or something downtown Atlanta. And then like a year or two later, my buddy that I was talking about that I met because of classifieds, Retro Wolf, he gave me some audiobooks to check out. One of them was a Brandon Sanderson book. I'm like, oh, I've been on an elevator with this guy. And then it was like an amazing book. So sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but
No, that's awesome. But yeah, no, he's big into Magic the Gathering, and so he talks about some of these crossovers and stuff on his podcast, and he's done some uh just pulls on his podcast to see what they would get from it and whatnot. And so he has a lot of fun. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm like, this man has millions of dollars. Of course he's just gonna spend money on magic. He actually he's talked on air. He's like, I have to give myself an allowance for Magic the Gathering because I would spend way
yes.
too much money on it.
I mean, if he's saying it, then yeah, that's something.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
exactly.
they say if you don't want your kids to do drugs, teach them how to play Magic the Gathering because then they will not have enough money to buy drugs. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
so there's the fatherly advice right there.
Let's see. We've got a couple of comments here in the chat. Shady Puppy says, closest thing I feel like I'm nerding out about is probably introducing Mithril Beata to Goldeneye. She had never played it before. And then Mithril Beata pops in. Just looked at the N64 games. Has 8 new games we didn't realize were on there.
Is that on like on the Switch Online? Probably.
I maybe that could
Yeah,
definitely be.
they also
They
add it.
keep
They're adding some good stuff periodically. So
Yeah, well, and they've added on the
GameCube,
Switch 2 the GameCube stuff,
yeah,
and so I don't have a Switch 2, but my oldest he bought himself a Switch too. He saved up his money and got it for him. And so I could probably play it every now and again if I wanted to. I just haven't found time to do that. But fun
Yeah,
times.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
I
But yeah, they
I
think they had a Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness GameCube.
yeah, I think they
That's a
just
good one.
added
Yeah.
that. And I came up the other day to get a drink in the middle of the day. And I look at the screen, I'm like, are you guys playing Soul Calibur? And my son's like, yes. He's like, how did you know? I'm like, uh,
Dude, come on.
he was impressed that at one glance I knew that they were playing Soul Calibur, and yeah, so that was fun.